You are listening to 90.3 WMSC, Upper Montclair, and this is the Morning Buzz. Every weekday at 8, we bring you the best stories from around the campus, around the state, and around the world. I am your host, Tara Cicchetti, joined by Isaias I got the
Maria.
letters mixed up. I'm good at letters. I'm good at reading the words. It's fine.
Got the first name pretty good, though.
Isaias Ramirez, Ali Leach, Mia Lewinton, and sportscaster Cam Martin. How are we doing today? How is everybody?
Amazing. Robotic.
Other besides the car issues.
Yeah, I heard you were telling us before we went on your car has been giving you issues. So I hope everything works out with that.
Appreciate that, Tara. Whole lot of issues, but hey, listen, we're gonna see what happens.
Mm-hmm. That's all I could do. So, starting us off right now with our newscast is Ali Leach. How you doing?
Hi, I'm doing good. So let's jump right into it. In world news, John McAfee, an American software pioneer known for his antivirus software, was found dead in his prison cell in Barcelona, Spain. NPR reports that McAfee was arrested in October 2020 for failing to file his tax returns from 2014 to 2018 in Tennessee. And just hours before McAfee was found, a court in Spain had actually approved his extradition to the U.S. In national news, on Wednesday, the U.S. Supreme Court ruled that a Pennsylvania high school that punished a student for vulgar language used on social media after school hours had violated the First Amendment. The New York Times reports that the student, Brandy Levy, made a Snapchat post expressing her shock over not making the varsity cheerleading team. The decision came with a vote of 8-1 and did not establish a ban on regulating student speech outside of school. And in local news, the Montclair Town Council passed historical local laws aimed at protecting the LGBTQ community. Patch.com reports that there were 3 changes enacted on Tuesday night. These include an ordinance to require the provision of all gender single occupancy restrooms in places of public accommodation, businesses, and municipal buildings. A third-party contracting non-discrimination ordinance that requires the inclusion of protection on the basis of sexual orientation, gender identity, and expression in all third-party bidding and contracts. And finally, an employment non-discrimination ordinance that prohibits discrimination in hiring, appointing, and assigning duties and positions on the basis of gender identity or expression. And now time for an update on the weather. In Montclair, New Jersey, it is currently 67 degrees with a high of 78 and a low of 56 degrees today. And it is going to be sunny pretty much all day today with just a few clouds at night. And that was your newscast, and I'm going to throw it back to Tara now. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Next up, we have our sportscast with Cam Martin. Man, as talented as his car is messed up. How you doing today?
No, just hanging in there, living life best I can. Here to bring up the sports report. So yesterday, the Celtics have a new head coach now. Former Nets assistant coach Ime Udoka will become the successor to Brad Stevens. Brad Stevens stepped down as the head coach to become the general manager. The Celtics organization just has a lot of moving pieces, and it looks like they finally got it together. Game 1, Eastern Conference Finals in Milwaukee yesterday. The Hawks take on the Bucks. How'd that happen? I have no idea. But the Hawks proved why they belong there. Trae Young had a 48-point performance, en route to a double-double. Oh, and by the way, the Hawks stole Game 1, 116-113. The Team USA roster for the basketball team was announced yesterday. And, well, looks like Team USA is going to enjoy this summer tournament. Kevin Durant and Damian Lillard are just 2 of the 12 players that were named to the roster. On the ice, Game 6, win or go home for the Islanders. Down 2-0 in the second period against the Tampa Bay Lightning, the defending champs, mind you. The boys of Long Island locked in and forced the game to overtime, where Anthony Belvillier netted the game winner. Game 7 is going to be tomorrow, and I'm going to be watching that closely. In the world of baseball, heading down to the Diamond, yesterday in Philadelphia, there was 25 runs. 25 runs. For the first time in baseball history, there was a game where both teams got a 3-run home run and a grand slam in the same game. That is nuts. Then, in the 9th inning, Starlin Castro hit the go-ahead 2-run single to give the Nationals a 13-12 victory. And up in the Bronx, Aroldis Chapman was in trouble, giving up 2 runs in the 9th inning. looked like he blew the save. Don't worry, though. Gary Sanchez hit a home run, and Luke Voigt hit a walk-off single that gave the Yankees a 6-5 victory over the Royals. And the Mets, that they've been hit by the injury bug all week long, lost the pitcher, yada, yada, yada. However, that didn't matter to them. Francisco Lindor hit a 2-run home run, and Michael Conforto hit a home run, which gave the Mets a 7-3 victory. That is your sports report for Thursday.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Cam. Coventry report today is that the Coventry exists and it's real. Mia is out sick. Hope you're feeling better. So we're going to jump right into the stories right now. Isaias, what is our first story today?
Ooh, we have something pretty scary, kind of. And in typical Sussex County news out of New Jersey, a rare mosquito-borne virus infects a New Jersey man. So in Sussex County, a man in his 60s tested positive for the Jamestown Canyon virus, the first human case of the mosquito-borne illness in New Jersey in 6 years. The man developed a fever and neurological symptoms in May. So yes, I can't speak English, but the last human case of the virus was in 2015, who was also a man that lived in Sussex County. An average of 15 Jamestown Canyon virus cases are reported every year, according to the U.S. Center of Disease Control and Prevention. The virus has been detected throughout the whole country, but it's been very popular in Minnesota and Wisconsin. And people infected with the virus don't really experience a lot of symptoms. But if they do, they might feel sick for like 2 days, and they could have a fever, fatigue, headache. And that is what's going on in the wonderful land of Sussex County, New Jersey.
I hate that you're right. I hate that you were just like this typical. Like, of
It
course.
is.
Like, of course. Like, you know, why not? New Jersey gets a rare super bug mosquito freak thing. Sussex County, I know nothing about you, so I wish you all the best. But that's kind of wild, you know? I mean, it's one of those things where, like, talking about any other illness for the past year and a half is basically been not an option. So to start talking about something different like this, it feels weird. It feels like we haven't done this in a long time.
Shout out to the mosquitoes carrying like every disease possible.
See,
no, I'm not shouting out mosquitoes. I hate all of you, all 6 million trillion of you, however many of you there are. I hate every last one of you.
There's a lot of them,
and all of them can catch these hands.
I'm beefing with mosquitoes on a high level right now. It's not like it wasn't enough for you to come like torture us and like ruin our time outside and keep like biting me and make me look like I have leprosy. You got to carry the Jamestown Canyon weird Wisconsin Minnesota virus. Like, this is not why. What gives you the right?
Honestly, they have no listen. They've ruined my childhood since I've been alive. So like, why are you gonna ruin my adulthood? Like, let me just live my life. Let me just enjoy my time. I don't want to mess with you. You don't want to mess with me. Let's keep the feel mutual. Deal?
Right. Exactly. They want to mess with us. They like our blood or whatever.
Oh, listen, I always donate blood. No, I don't donate blood.
Juicy blood of ours.
I heard they only like certain types of blood. I heard once that like they go after people with like certain blood types. So I think there's
heard that. I heard different explanations. I heard some people say it's what's on your skin. I heard some people say it's what type of blood you have. Whatever it is, they need to respect the boundaries. That's the thing, we're talking about boundaries, okay? Mosquitoes do not know how to respect boundaries, and that annoys me.
I didn't give him permission.
I don't want to, I don't need you in my space. Like, plenty of oxygen everywhere else in the world. Why do you have to be in mine?
Look. I know we all look good. We all probably taste good to them, but hey, we don't want that. No,
I was gonna say, you go any further with that sentence, that might not be okay for the morning show.
Yeah,
that might be a conversation for the night buzz.
It's that's the extent of it. That's the extent of it.
Mm-hmm. That's WMSC Plus, our premium service.
On Patreon
If you want to hear the jokes about how good we taste, you have to pay for our subscription fee. On WMSC Plus Premium.
It's not a real thing.
It's not
a
real.
thing.
No, don't. You're fine.
Don't.
Yet.
Can you imagine? We'll get back to that. Circle back. But yeah, this is wild. Sussex County is not too far from us here at Montclair State, so it's kind of weird to hear, like, you know,
I kinda live
it's
there.
also, I feel like, is a really like clear sign of like the trauma that we as a people have endured over COVID, because as soon as you hear like weird virus touches down near us, like alarm bells are going off in my head.
Hmm.
So like, I mean, that just speaks to how deep like the scar of the last year is gonna go, you know? Like I mean, it's no joke. And you know, I'm not to make light of this, like the people, you know, this can be a scary thing. So I hope, you know, everybody who deals with it is okay. And I hope the mosquitoes, all of you, can choke. Every last one of you. Well, I don't even know if you can choke. Do they breathe through their mouths? They don't.
I
They,
think
like,
so. They probably have like a snout or something. A little,
Biology majors at Montclair State University. Please call in at 973-655-4256 if you're awake and listening. Tell us, is it a fair threat for me to tell a mosquito to choke? Tell me if that's appropriate or not. I don't know the biology. I am not a scientician. So call us, let us know. But anyway, we're gonna move on to a story that this one was rough to hear. I heard it. Actually, this is not the first time I've heard this story. This one was rough. Drake Bell pleads guilty to attempted endangering of children. The 31-year-old who played Drake in Drake and Josh on Nickelodeon pled guilty to a misdemeanor charge of disseminating matter harmful to juveniles and a felony charge of attempting to endanger children. It's coming from CNN.com. He could face up to 18 months in prison and a $5,000 fine, and up to 6 months in county jail and a $1,000 fine for the misdemeanor. He initially pled not guilty. He since agreed to a plea deal and said he was guilty of both charges during a virtual court appearance. According to an earlier statement from prosecutors, a 15-year-old victim filed a report with her local police department in Canada in 2018 about an incident that allegedly took place between her and Bell the previous year at a Cleveland nightclub. This is reading this from anybody, but especially coming from somebody like
for someone that we watched growing up.
That's our childhood, man.
Yeah, man. It's yeah, that's we looked up to these kind of people. We looked up to Drake Bell. We enjoyed seeing him on Drake and Josh, and it's like, dang, bro, that's crazy.
The bar is so low. It's so low to just not be a garbage person, and yet these people find new and innovative ways of just not even making it to that bar. It just like it's. I don't know whether it's because they're famous and they think they could get away with whatever they want to do, or you know, when you.
I was gonna say, like, this kind of feels like, I don't want to say that this is on brand for Nickelodeon, but
yeah,
it's not the first time.
brand
Is it?
Nickelodeon,
it's definitely childhood star. Like,
yeah,
star trauma. I feel like
Maybe. I don't know. I don't know the reason. I just it hurts to hear, you know?
yeah.
it does hurt to hear, and especially after all like the stuff like with Dan Schneider over the past year coming out, like
Right.
completely like ruined my whole childhood.
Right. If you don't know, Dan Schneider is the producer for a lot of like the classic live action Nickelodeon shows like Drake and Josh, iCarly, I think
Victorious, I think.
Like Victorious and all that. Like that was all him. And some stuff came out about him as well. So it's just like, I don't know. It's it's the type of thing where like you just gotta like speculate, you know? Like I don't know why people do this type of stuff, but let alone, you know, people that have fans, young people look up to them. It's ridiculous.
it's just you spend like your whole life thinking, oh man, Drake's cool or whatever. He's funny, and then just for him, it's like of all crimes to commit, he chose like the worst kind, and it's especially for the girl as well, who was just probably a fan, and then she was obviously used and abused by Drake. and it just sucks.
It's not
to
the
see.
first time we've seen something like this either. We just, over the past couple months, we've seen it with some online personalities as well. You see stuff like this happen too. Dan Avidan from the Game Grumps, somebody came out and, allegedly said the stuff about, this stuff was happening with him. It's just like, I don't know. Is it just something like you hit a certain level of like famous and successful and you think you could get away with like whatever garbage thoughts you have? Like, is that it? Is it a success thing? Is it you're just like, is it a trauma thing? Is it, I don't know.
It's probably I think it's a mixture of the two,
Yeah,
because
Yeah.
a lot of like those people, they grow up and they're kind of stunted at that age when they're becoming like these child stars, and then they deal with all this stuff like internally, and then also they have all the money in the world, so they feel like they can get away with anything. So yeah, I think it's definitely like a mix between the two.
I think it's kind of more of the idea of that you think you're more invincible, especially like you said, when you're a child star. You're going into your teenage years. Like I'm telling you, I swore I was invincible. I swore no matter what I did, I was not going to be harmed by it.
Right, and you didn't even have like Drake Bell money to get you out of trouble.
Exactly. So like when
I assume.
no, not at all. So when I got into danger, like I got into a car accident, I was freaking out, and then like that was the extent of it.
Right. And like I feel like a lot of us have had that moment of like, I don't know, Drake Bell money either. Like, that moment of reckoning of like, just kind of this thing where like you realize nothing I do is gonna get me out of this. And you just kind of like clicks that you have to be accountable for yourself. But I mean at the same time, like also like I feel like I'm going in the wrong direction with this, because we're not talking about any like a stupid crime. Like we're not talking about like speeding or something, or like we're talking about like he was an adult hurting a minor. So I don't even know if I'm going in the right direction. This is just may just be something else entirely, I don't know. It's just like when you have so many memories associated with with these things, and now it's just like there's a big giant like asterisk next to all of them,
Yeah, it's inexcusable. It's absolutely inexcusable. And honestly, the way how these Disney stars should be handled. Well, the way how these stars should just be handled. All the celebrities in general, they should be held to a much greater standard, because you got to remember that they have impressionable youth that they are inspiring. We grew up with them. We grew up on the things that they said. So that's kind of one of the things that they gotta understand, that whatever they do, they're gonna get looked under a microscope forever.
Yeah. And it's just it's sad. It's a sad thing to hear, and I hope anybody that was on the receiving end of something that these people do could find closure, and these people get held accountable. That sentence seems kind of light, doesn't it?
Yeah, very light. They're like,
Speaking of which,
18 months.
Only a year and a half.
A year and a half for the felony and 6 months in county and like total $6,000 fine. He could pay that now and just be like, okay, next.
Right, whatever.
He's going back to Mexico to make some music.
Oh, did you not know? Drake Bell found huge success not in the United States. I don't know if you knew that or not, but
this is the most random thing.
He did like I don't know what to call it. Not like a transformer, but like, I don't know. He like, what?
He like rebranded himself.
Right. He like morphed into like a Latin pop star.
I would not say pop star. Okay.
Attempted pop star.
High praise.
Attempted pop star.
My favorite part of the story is that he changed his name to the Spanish word for bell.
Yeah.
Campagna.
Drake
and I think
Campagna.
Really funny. I think that's really funny.
Yeah.
He's doing too much. He's doing way too much.
I don't want to make light of it, but I do want to It's sad. It's sad to see a story like this. We're gonna reset real quick. Take a deep breath. Get the vibes reset. Stay tuned. We have way more coming your way on the Morning Buzz on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. Keep it locked. Welcome back to the Morning Buzz on 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This is the Thursday edition. We bring you the best stories from around campus, around the state, and around the world. This next story is a Black Mirror episode. This next story, Isaias, check this out. Please introduce this. This is wild.
Alrighty. You couldn't have said it any better. So a CCTV company is paying remote workers in India to yell at armed robbers. You heard it here first. So pretty much there's like these cameras and people are operating it from a different company, and they're like constantly watching over stores like 7-Eleven or any store that revolves like people, and they can have voice commands and yell at people. So they have two examples of scenarios that went down. So a clerk at a small convenience store can be seen taking a bottle of coffee from a cooler and drinking it. When he returns to the cash register, an unseen person's voice emits from a speaker on the ceiling and interrogates him on whether he scanned that item and paid for it. There's also a scenario in which a cashier is standing behind the counter talking to someone just out of the frame. There's a ding sound, and the voice from above questions the cashier about the other man. Is he there to give the cashier a ride at the end of his shift? Then orders the man to stand on the other side of the counter. These videos are just two examples of a Washington-based live eye surveillance company. It's like that's their surveillance system, and this is very like disturbing.
Yeah, so let me put that into context for the people listening at home. All right. Can you imagine you're in the store, right? And you get like a bottle of Coke or something from the fridge or something, and before you pay, you want to crack it open, just have a drink or whatever. You're gonna pay for it, but like you're thirsty, right? And then a voice comes over the PA system in the store, the whole store, that's just like, are you going to pay for that? Like the voice of God in this thing. Like that's basically what's happening in this story. And this company, Live Eye, which is out of Washington, the story's from Vice.com, by the way. This is their whole game, is hooking stores up like this. This is what they do.
It's too much. Okay, here's when I instantly read this, I'm like, because as a former convenience store worker, this is the worst possible thing ever. Because there's
explain. I think I know why, but I want to hear you say it.
So here's the deal. So obviously we also sell alcohol at the place I used to work in. So they're already very aggressive customers. And as soon as you accuse any customer of stealing and you're involving alcohol, then you're just gonna get your employees in so much trouble, and it is going to be a terrible experience. Then people are going to want to fight you. People have wanted to fight me just for saying put a mask on. Now imagine I accuse them of stealing. They're going to be like, what's up then? Let's talk about it real quick. And I'm going to
not
be like,
even
sir,
you accuse them. The voice from the ceiling accuses
the ceiling guy who's behind a camera somewhere in India yelling at people. How is that fair? I hate this.
You're absolutely right.
Halfway across the world.
Zero accountability for them either. They could say whatever they want.
They could be like, you're ugly. Huh? What you say about me?
Right.
Yeah, I was going to say, then they can accuse anyone too.
Yeah,
even when they're not, which is definitely not a good idea.
Yeah, this is critical.
This is so weird. All of what you said is completely right. Like there's just a list of reasons why this is a horrible idea. It's just like, I mean, I've worked service jobs before. I haven't done a convenience store, but I've done like food service and stuff. I worked at a 7-Eleven night shift. Can you imagine being the only person or like one of two people in the store, and then like what you said happens, like this voice says something out of pocket, and then somebody gets mad at you at like 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
Like things could go really wrong really quickly, you know?
Yeah, it's prime time too. Yeah, that's fight night. That's fight night too. Yeah, that's fight night.
That's
That is the last
exactly.
place you want to be. And anywhere is a convenience store from 12 a.m. to like 6 a.m.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
It's a different world. It's like Florida in a small room.
It is. It's just, and then now you want to add the element of somebody who's somewhere else, has no idea of the context of the situation because they're just watching through a like 144p by 20 camera or whatever, and now you want to have them doing like play by play on the store's PA system. What that's it. This I don't understand how they pitched this successfully.
And it got approved. And people are using it. That's the crazy part.
Right.
It's crazy how it got approved because a lot of stores actually have like policies in place where the employees can't accuse people of stealing. Like I can't imagine like a place where alcohol is sold. I worked at a toy store and I wasn't allowed to accuse people of stealing for my safety. So like I feel like this is just not a good mixture at all.
Right. But the ceiling god can. Like it's, and like you said, Isaiah, like they're not gonna get mad at the person in India. They're gonna get mad at the store employee who's there. And if something's gonna happen, it's gonna happen with them. Like that's dangerous.
Because like imagine trying to explain that as well to like the customer, say, no, it's not me, it's the voice upstairs.
They'll be
furious.
They'll look at you crazy. They'll look at you mad crazy.
This is a horrible, like, and like the thing is, like, this is apparently this is $400 per month. I would think it would be more. Honestly, I thought it was going to be more to hook you up with this magic. But it's $400 per month. Someone in Karnal, India, will watch the video feed from your business 24/7. Also, can we talk about something real quick that like recording law and consent laws about recording vary wildly from state to state? Like wildly. Like some places they can't even use like the traffic cameras. Like, and like sometimes those don't even hold up in court, like depending on where you are.
Thank God for that.
It's wild. And like it's not consistent at all. And now you want to involve this into that? What? Are you crazy? Like this is, and like I'm trying to imagine what, even forget the safety aspect because you're putting employees in danger. First of all, exactly what you guys said. Second, imagine if someone is just like, all right, bet I'm taking you to court over this. How's that going to go down? And they're going to be like, well, we have evidence from this person in another country off a camera that we may or may not have legally had permission to use that says they stole a bottle of Pepsi.
It's basically a losing situation for the company. Like you don't win. You can't win.
This is a horrible idea. And by the way, the icing on this is that Live Eye refused to talk to Vice. Live Eye Surveillance did not respond to a request for comment.
They know. They have to know. They know internally what's going on.
On the website, the company claims several major corporations, a 7-Eleven, Shell, Dairy Queen, and Holiday Inn.
Dairy Queen? Who's stealing from Dairy Queen?
Who's stealing from Holiday Inn?
Also true. How do you steal from Holiday Inn? You steal a pen from the counter?
Just discharge to a room? I don't know. Hey, you should not be in that pool. Well, my
all right, my bad. No diving. Okay, I get it.
I'm sorry, Jesus. I didn't realize you were involved in this. It just like, it's so crazy. Like, and that's $400 per store.
Yeah,
I would think so. Yeah,
that's foolish.
That's gonna eat way into your profits like quickly. And this is like, and also, how are you gonna attract employees when you're like, when if you're, imagine you're on like job interview or orientation day or whatever, and that happens.
Oh, they're out.
See ya. See you later.
That'd be messed up. They don't even give a warning. They just like put up. I think they're going crazy here.
I have no doubt in my mind that they would put an employee on without telling them that this is there.
100%. Yeah, they'll learn it.
They'll figure it out. Can you imagine? It's like your first shift and like this happens.
Oh, you're gonna get beat your first day? Yeah, at that point, boss. Hey, man, listen. I had a great time, but I got I lost a tooth today.
Something came
Yeah.
up. I'm not gonna be able to come in like ever again. That's crazy.
I know. I really don't want my life in the hands of a disembodied voice on the PA system.
No.
Real quick before we move on, can you imagine being on the flip side of this and you're the
I'd have
person
so
who's
much
getting
fun with
paid to?
I'll screw around everybody. I'll mess around
I
everybody.
know.
You get paid cash
Me-
money
I
to
will
watch
mess-
people through the PA
So much
and
power.
yell at them.
It seems pretty therapeutic, kind of.
Yeah, it's just like
Yeah.
you see somebody like getting closer to the display, getting closer to the display, getting closer to the display. Don't touch the display! Like just like you know, it's I just like I would get power hungry so quickly.
I would have so much fun.
I know. I feel like calling like a ESPN game just
Yeah.
so everyone hears me the whole time. So extra. And then
He's-
there he goes, grabs
Yeah.
the M&Ms.
Going for the
He's going to
chips.
aisle 3.
Going for the
Oh,
chips, going for the
he's-
chips, going for
he's
green.
walking
I
a
think
little
he's going for
faster.
green.
He's
He
in a
went for
rush. He's in a
blue. He went for
rush.
blue.
On his way to the register. Oh, he missed. He fell. Oh man. He missed
Injuries on the field. Stupid. Yeah, if you're an employer considering this, don't. How about
Don't,
consider
yeah.
something else? How about consider a vacation? I think you need one if you're considering this for your store. All right. Moving right along. This story is from apnews.com. Ohio ends incentive lottery with mixed vaccination results. All right, let's talk about this. Again, from apnews.com. Columbus, Ohio. Ohio launched a national movement to offer millions of dollars in incentives to boost vaccination rates. How dare you give me a pop-up while I'm trying to read the story? What is wrong with you? The absolute nerve of apnews.com. Anyway.
Just trying to get paid.
I'm getting ahead of myself. Ohio, the state that launched the national movement to offer millions of dollars in incentives to boost vaccination rates, planned to conclude its program Wednesday, still unable to crack the 50% threshold. The state's not alone in mixed results for prize giving. Republican Governor Mike DeWine's May 12th announcement of the incentive program had the desired effect, leading to a 43% boost in state vaccination numbers over the previous week. But numbers of vaccinations have dropped since then. You know,
How numbers work.
and there's another one in New Mexico, Vax to the Max. Sweepstakes program. Vaccinated residents could win prizes from a pool totaling $10 million, including a $5 million grand prize. Okay. Well,
It's just sad.
I'm
because-
going to say this.
Say it.
I didn't need to be bribed to get the vaccine that could
What?
keep me from dying from a international plague. I didn't need to be bought off to go get the vaccine that would keep death from taking me or people I care about. I'm just saying.
That's
I
very
didn't
valid.
like that was never a question in my mind, right?
Yeah.
So I feel like you're fighting a losing battle with people like who already don't care enough to do that. Like if you say to somebody, you know, get this vaccine, it can keep you from dying and end and help end the plague that the world is in, and they say no, you're already in a losing situation. Like this person is not. It is not. Let's just leave that there. Okay. So I don't know how much progress you're going to make by like bribery because people already get it in their heads that they're not getting the vaccine. And then what are you going to do? You know, what are our thoughts?
Yeah, I agree. I was gonna say, like, if they don't want it, like, usually they're not gonna change their mind if they have like a very slim chance at winning a lottery. And I think personally, like, I agree with you. Like, I think not dying should be incentive enough to get the vaccine. I mean, I guess it was kind of good that there was like a 43% boost in the 1 week, but for the most part, I don't think people that don't want the vaccine are going to go get it either way.
Right.
Yeah, so for the Thursday buzz, we've been covering Ohio's journey through COVID for some reason a lot. Because they seem to always they've been in this process for a long time. So they're offering some pretty like sports related uh prizes for getting vaccinated and all this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought it would work. I was like, maybe this will get Ohio to stop being Ohio so much. And it didn't. They're still Ohio and they suck.
It's not Ohio though. That's the thing. It's like, I mean, you call it whatever you want to call it. This is what happens when large amounts of misinformation go unchecked. This is what happens. This is literally like just the proof of that. Like you had years and years of misinformation and then coming from the highest authority in the country. Like it's really hard to undo that. It's not like, you had the highest office in the land saying this is not a threat, don't worry about it. And then people from that world of that person saying don't get the vaccine because A, B, C, and D. Like, this is what happens. This is the consequence of when like huge amounts of false information get spread and get validated. This is what happens. Like, how are you going to change people's minds from that now that they've committed to this? What are you going to tell them? What are you going to offer them that will undo basically the false information that they've bought into? What are you going to do? You know what I
They
mean?
are who they are at this point.
Like, this is why, like, when people talk about like fact checking stuff, like, and this is why it's not just to sound smart. It's not just to prove a point. It's not just to be, academic or whatever. This is why, because when garbage information gets spread and validated, this happens. You have large numbers of people who still don't want to get the vaccine, even though it could keep them from dying, even though it could keep the people around them from dying, or, kids that are still not old enough to get the vaccine. Like, they don't care. None of that matters to them because of the misinformation that they've been spread. They don't believe any of that threat is real, even though it is. And we have pages and pages of data and hundreds of thousands of deaths to prove that it is, that this threat is real. None of that matters to them because of the information that they bought into. So this is why when we talk about fact checking and spreading like correct things, and why people, who do what we do and do journalism stuff have to check things a million billion times before they post them. This is why, okay? It's not to pat ourselves on the back. It's to make sure that we're not spreading false information. And that's why it's important. And that's why, when you pick your sources and who you listen to, that's why it matters. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Ooh.
I got on a soapbox there for a second, but I stand by it. Like this is just, it's sad to see, but this is what happens. Am I way off here? Or?
Oh, you're so off. No, I'm kidding. I think you said it really great, actually. I can't say it any better. I exactly agree with you.
I agree.
We still know people, like we know people we have family friends that are still not getting the shot because they were part of that camp of misinformation. Like in New Jersey, not even got to go to Ohio. Like in New Jersey, we have people like who still won't get the shot. So when I see lotteries and stuff like this, like it's okay. And like, there's data saying it did help some people, but I'm not surprised it didn't pay the dividends they were thinking. You know what I mean? Anyway. Well, to be fair, if someone offered me a chance of $5 million for any number of things, that might motivate me.
Or a
How
ticket to
much?
see a Browns game. Am I right? Season tickets to the Cleveland Browns.
Ooh, that's nasty.
Who?
The Browns?
Whom? $5 million. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Those season tickets, Baker Mayfield. I think we should talk more sports, guys.
We should talk
Whole
more
hour.
sports. Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
I'm for it.
You're gonna have to hold my hand for that one because that's not my strong suit. I could talk about pro wrestling until sun up to sundown, but when it comes to actual sports, I need adult supervision.
You need tables and ladders, and then you're interested.
I'd take yeah. It's oh my, I would love to do a pro wrestling segment on WMSC. I'm just saying, but anyway, that's a different story for a different day. Isaiah, so what do we got next?
All right, so switching gears to something more positive. That was Mia came in for a second. So the best ice cream place in New Jersey has been announced according to Food and Wine magazine. And the place is in Princeton, New Jersey. It's called the Bent Spoon. And the whole time before reading this yesterday, I kept calling it the Best Spoon. I'm like, that's like such a weird name. But even the Bent Spoon, I think, is kind of weird. But anyways, they're previously known for their cicada chocolate chip ice cream and many other unique flavors, such as garam masala, cardamom ginger, avocado lemon, whiskey caramel, strawberry saffron, beet with chocolate chunks, and a brandy apple ginger snap ice cream. And the shop rotates through hundreds of flavors throughout the year. And now they're being known as the best ice cream in the States. And then I was like, let me do some more research. So then I went and Googled them, and they have a 4.7 out of 5 on Google reviews. And that's as good as you can get on Google reviews, I feel like. Have you seen like a perfect 5? No. So they're pretty much as the best kind of ice cream you could probably find in New Jersey, according to Food and Wine magazine. And that's fun. But before we talk about them, I have to ask, what are your guys' favorite ice cream flavors?
Favorite ice cream flavor? That's a loaded question, actually. Butter pecan is pretty good.
Very simple. I just like cookies and cream.
The popular one. That's valid.
And anything vegan that doesn't taste like paper.
I like matcha ice cream. Matcha or coffee flavored ice creams.
Actually, I'll be up there though. I'll be up there today. If my car works today, I'm gonna be up there. So I'm definitely gonna have to try that the bent spoon.
You got to record it if you do. Have a segment. Cam tries ice cream.
Oh, I know where this is. I remember a couple of years ago we did record store day in Princeton. We did a live broadcast from a record shop down there. We passed this place. I remember it.
And
we didn't stop
try
there.
Their cicada ice cream.
You're playing way too much. Cicada?
Oh yeah, by the way, yeah, see cicada ice cream. Never had it, but that sounds
cicada chocolate chip ice cream.
That sounds vile.
It sounds terrifying. Yeah.
It sounds like we made a new flavor.
Would you guys try it though? Would you try it if
they
gave it to you?
I would try it. I would try it. No, there's no.
No, it's like part of me says I would try it, but then I hate insects, so I don't know if I could eat it.
Like they took every food that's not ice cream and somehow made it into ice cream.
Yeah.
That's pretty impressive though. I gotta lie. It's pretty impressive.
That is, like, when you think about it, it's like, who thought to put cicadas in ice cream? And
no, I would not. If you want to recalling back to a previous WMSC thing, this was in 2019. For Halloween, we did eat bugs on the Halloween edition of the Morning Buzz.
What?
Yeah, we got wild with it. Because we're like, what do we do for Halloween that's scary that will like transmit on radio? So we're like, let's just bring the most disgusting food we can. I brought pig's tongue. I boiled them. I didn't boil it. I cooked them whole. Like I didn't cut them up at all, so they were just like, like on the plate. Just to be as nasty as possible. And Christian, my co-host, brought in seasoned grasshoppers.
Seasoned grasshoppers.
I ate one and almost vomited. And our boss, GM Annabella Poland, boss of all things, who was dressed up, I believe, as Ruth Bader Ginsburg for Halloween.
Tough.
Ate one on air and camera and almost vomited. It was nasty. So no bugs for me. Thank you.
Why? Why we gotta eat bugs, man?
Like, I understand doing it out of need, but like just casually putting it in your ice cream. What? Whom? Who was
And you
like,
spent money for
I
that
got it.
too. Ew,
Yeah.
Who's buying cicada chocolate chip ice cream?
Hey, you said it. I'm gonna try it.
okay, go
I'm
ahead.
gonna try it.
We're gonna hold you up to that, Cam. Okay.
I'm gonna try it now. Yo, I'll be up in Edison. I'm gonna drive back home after I get done. I'll stop by and talk to Princeton.
We're gonna want a review next week.
Yep.
Oh, you got it. I'll keep that in mind.
It's just look at some of these other cardamom ginger. That sounds tame by comparison.
For real. Avocado lemon sounds pretty normal compared to
Yeah.
that as well.
Whiskey caramel sounds
kind of good.
that
Yeah,
sounds
that makes
delicious.
sense.
That's a winner. Beet. Why would you want beets in your ice cream?
Beets and grosser in general.
You
are
like-
Brandy apple ginger snap. That sounds valid. Hold on.
Yeah, that sounds like a real ice
That's-
cream flavor.
That sounds valid. Sure, that sounds valid.
Okay, see, we got some winners mixed in here, but like, you come out of the gate with the cicadas, and it just makes me want to go in the opposite direction as fast as possible.
The most interesting flavor to me though is actually the garam masala one, because I feel like it's a seasoning used more in like curries and all and stuff. So I'd be interested to see how that would taste as an ice cream flavor. I feel like it'd be trippy.
Yeah, I don't know. I think the whiskey caramel. That sounds like.
Yeah, that's probably the best one of the group.
But again, I'll any vegan flavor that doesn't taste like paper.
All right, so I'm gonna get the whiskey caramel and the cicada one. That's rocking.
It's like, darn, I got a cicada leg in my chocolate. Like, do they mix? Like, heh. All right.
What if we're doing all this hating and it's bomb though?
What if it's? Oh my god, that would be the
What if it's
worst.
like imagine it's the best tasting item ever.
There's
and
like
we're
that
just
guy
hating
on
it.
TikTok that makes like all those old recipes. You know who I'm talking about?
I have no clue.
There's a guy on TikTok. I don't remember what his name is. He makes all like 1920s like recipes from like the Great Depression and stuff, and it's all these like wild combinations.
Oh no.
And like it's funny when they taste bad, but like it's scary when they taste like great. When they work, like the chocolate potato cake, that was delicious. Apparently,
Ew. It sounds
the
awful.
chocolate sauerkraut cake actually worked.
What?
Yeah,
Oh, I'm gonna vomit.
Yeah, that does not sound good at all.
Chocolate sauerkraut?
yeah. That's what I'm saying. Like it's like it's funny when they taste gross because you expect it to taste gross, but when it works,
Stop.
when like the weird thing like works,
Mm-mm.
what?
Stop.
Can we trust this
Stop.
guy as a valid
Stop.
taste expert?
You're like,
though?
No, of course
Exactly.
not.
Yeah, that's
Stop.
what I mean. I think his perspective on taste is very skewed to be very gross.
His taste buds are broken.
Yeah,
They had a good night. They
they're retired. They don't even
Oh,
work anymore.
tired. They weren't tired. They they got a little bit of something and enjoyed that.
There's the problem is too. There's no way to like easily debunk it because you would have to make the dish for yourself.
Yeah, and I don't want to. Yeah, I don't.
I
Like,
can't.
it's not like you could go
no.
buy it.
I'm not doing that with sauerkraut. No way.
You can't roll into Calandras and be like, "Can I get a chocolate sauerkraut cake?"
What if they're
not
like, yeah,
happening.
definitely. We
It's
have it
not
on the menu
happening.
right now.
But anyway, if you get the cicada ice cream, let us know. Hit us up on our socials. But we would love to hear if you have this, if you agree or if you've had the cicada ice cream. Moving on to another food related story.
Woo.
I like this one.
Isaias, you got this one?
No, you got it. I read the last one.
Oh, you read the last one. I
Yeah,
fully
yeah.
lost track. I'm sorry. I'm running on like 3 hours of sleep. It's okay though. South Jersey Pizzeria is named 4th best in the entire United States. This is from NJ.com. New Jersey Pizzeria was named the 4th best pizza spot in the United States, and it might not be the one you expected. I didn't expect any, so hey. Big7Travel.com named the pizzeria the best pizzeria in every state and then ranked them worst to best. Brico Coal-Fired Pizza in Westmont was the Garden State's representative, and the South Jersey spot checked in at number 4 when ranked nationally.
Yo, this is what that pizza is fire.
You've had
That's
it?
amazing.
It's like 35 minutes away. I had it.
Ooh, cool.
Coal-fired. This is a quote from Big 7 Travel. Coal-fired pizza produces the most wonderful char on the crust with all pies baked in their custom 1,000-degree coal-fired oven. You can expect pure perfection. They use ingredients from local farmers markets alongside Italian San Marzano tomatoes for toppings that are out of this world. Bet I would love. I would love. I would confirm this in a heartbeat. This is I used to work at a coal-fired pizza place in the before times. It's that pizza was always amazing there at the place I went to.
I'm saying, coal fire pizza is fire.
It's
It's fire.
absolutely.
It's the best pizza.
I feel like any type of like not gas oven pizza, like
Oh,
where
yeah.
like something is actually being burned, is amazing.
Oh yeah.
Like, there's
Like-
one spot in Montclair next to Cold Stone. I forget what it's called. You know what I'm talking about. On Bellevue Ave, right across from the church. There's a spot that has like a wood-fired oven, and they make amazing pizza.
When I get back, I'm gonna have to hold you to that spot. I have not been out there, so when I get back to school, I'm gonna go definitely up there, and I'm gonna hold you to that.
Gotta
Yeah, I
try
remember
too.
we used to go there all the time as a kid. But
Nah, Brickhill pizza, that is some heat.
it really is.
That wait was bad. It took like about an hour and a half. Not gonna lie,
An hour and a half.
bro. It was low. I went at like 4:30.
Okay.
People were. It was loaded.
It was
So-
worth it though. It was worth
It
it.
was absolutely
Okay.
worth it.
What kind of pizza did you get?
I kept it right. Just kept it plain, just a plain
Mhm.
plain slice. Because I didn't want to go OD on the toppings because just wanted to try it.
You want to get it the authentic, like
Hold on, guys. I have an important question. Hawaiian pizza. What are your thoughts on it?
No, I love it.
I love
No,
it.
I love it.
Yes,
Same.
it's so good. It's my favorite
It's
kind.
Allie,
fire.
you gonna round out? We're gonna go
What?
4 for 4.
Yeah. I don't think pineapple should go on pizza.
All right,
and
3 out of 4.
Get
is not
out,
bad.
Allie. Leave.
Yeah,
Doesn't
75%.
make sense. It just doesn't make sense. It's a fruit and it's pizza. Like I feel like they should be enjoyed at separate times.
3 out of 4 is a passing grade.
Opposites attract, though. Some of the best things are when two things shouldn't go together, but then when they come together, it's magic. And when you take that slice of that delicious sweet pineapple with the cheese and
Look at
mozzarella
Isaias
and
cutting a
ham,
promo on pizza right now.
I'm just saying.
All right. I'm gonna need you.
Hold on, promo.
I'm gonna need you to relax. 'Cause I'm getting hungry right now. So
Me
like,
too. As you can clearly tell, I'm starving now.
All right, since we went around with ice cream, let's go around with favorite type of pizza. I'll start. Mine is any vegan flavor that doesn't taste like paper.
for you.
2 for 2. Well, I can't have dairy,
two.
so like anytime I'm like
Yeah,
I go in and I'm like I just got like a work with what I got,
I feel that. I feel that.
Mm.
Me, I love meat with peppers and onions. Anything peppers and onion topping.
Ooh.
I like a plain slice or a Sicilian. I like to keep it basic.
Okay.
Respect.
Okay, for me, I have like a top 2. So I have this one weird mixture where it's like pepperoni, sausage, red onions, and black olives. And that's my jam. But if I'm feeling spicy, then it's gotta be the Hawaiian pizza. Because that is just
That's valid. That's a valid pizza. That's a valid pizza.
it's quality.
100%. I remember. Let's talk about not valid pizzas. I'll start because again, I used to work at a pizza place. I remember this lady, and I never got to look this person in the eyes. She was like, I want like a large pizza, whatever. Okay, I'm like, okay, best customer service voice. Like, would you like any toppings on it, or do you want it plain? How would you like your pizza? And this woman said vegetables and hung up the phone.
What?
That's so accurate.
And I just like, I couldn't call her back. I was just like,
I'm just so lost.
I just wrote it down, and then my manager
What?
comes out and is like, I think you messed up the ticket. I'm like, no. That's all she said. And he's like, are you serious? Well, he said other things that I can't say on air, but he's like, are you serious right now? And I'm like, yeah. And he looks at the ticket and he turns to the chef. He's like, get the hottest peppers you could possibly find and put them on this pizza.
What is this lady's deal?
And they did. And like, we just destroyed this woman's pizza with like, dangerously hot Italian peppers, and she didn't complain. She didn't say a word. She just picked it up and
Well,
left.
she probably melted.
She
Dude,
might
her
have
bathroom is
dissolved.
probably looking real rough.
Yeah.
She might have dissolved, but I don't know. What do we have any like controversial pizza takes, like things that you think are not valid?
I think I already said mine because apparently that is controversial for some people. It's the
Some
Hawaiian
people get
pizza.
real mad about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They just don't like greatness, you know? They see Michael Jordan, LeBron James, they're like, those are just people. Respect greatness. Hawaiian
Now
pizza.
you turn into DJ Khaled a little bit.
Another one.
The people can't handle success.
They can't handle
I
it.
can. It's another one. I don't know. I just like, as long as you're not like a jerk to your customer service person, you can order whatever you want. I don't care. As long as it's not just like vegetables, click. Like or just like nasty. You can order whatever you want. Like I literally, that was it. Like as long as you were like somewhat nice to me, it does not matter. It's just, like if you're rude to me, that's my least favorite kind of pizza. Is pizza ordered by nasty people. It's stupid. I never understood why people get nasty with customer service.
I know,
but then
'cause, like-
again, I've worked customer service jobs. So
Yeah,
I don't understand that.
I was actually working at a pizza shop once. I'm not going to name it, but I was working at a pizza shop once and someone had asked for a pizza with chicken. So in my head, I thought they meant like chicken as a topping, but they wanted boneless chicken wings on the side. And so they threw the pizza with the chicken on it at me. And I was like, people
No
get
way.
people get,
no, thank you.
Bro.
it fell all over me. And I
I
was
hope
like,
he gets hit by a bus.
people get very serious about their pizza, especially in
Yo,
I would have lost that job because that pizza
For
tray would
real.
have connected.
The
You hear
nerve
me?
of that guy.
I left the job a few weeks later, and I was a lot happier afterwards, and I could enjoy.
I would too. Like a whole bunch of us attack your pizza. Nah, dog. We shoot
No
these heads.
way.
What's up? What's up? We shoot these heads.
I will bend that pizza tray over your head. Do not. Who raised you?
Oh
Like,
my
who-
God.
And even if they didn't raise you right, you didn't have the common sense to be like, let me not launch a plate of oven hot food at a server who got my order a little wrong.
People are awful, man.
Like literally the other day, I got bumped. I was at Wawa. I got bumped. My drink got knocked out. The server saw. I was like, okay, that's whatever. Things happen. They're gonna make it up. You don't give them a hard time.
Yeah.
We're humans. We're humans. We make
Mistakes
mistakes.
happen. It
Like-
happens.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Be better. Do better. Be good people.
I remember when I worked there, we didn't have a drive up. I mean, obviously most pizza places don't have drive through. That would suck.
That'd be
Um,
hilarious.
Pizza.
We had a curbside pickup as the last story, and then we got to bounce. But we had curbside pickup, and I remember this guy couldn't find it, even though it said it in like big letters where the store was. And he pulled up across the parking lot and just like waited there for like an hour, and eventually got called in and got mad. And we're like, "What car are you in?" And he's like, "The white BMW." And we looked across the parking lot, and he was there sitting in front of like a vitamin shop.
My God.
And we're like, "Sir, the pizza place over here is where you'll pick up the pizza." And then he said it tasted bad after he got it because he was mad that we made him lose.
Seems about right. Blame it on the shop
It
and not
wasn't-
just your idiot.
He sat there for a hot minute. Of course, it's gonna not taste the. No,
Yeah.
bro. People.
Yeah, no, people are the worst. But anyway, thank you for listening to 90.3 WMSC Upper Montclair. This has been the Morning Buzz every weekday at 9. If I said 8, I'm sorry. That's the time we do it during the semester. At 9, we bring you the best stories from around the campus to around the world. Stay safe, stay sane, and we will see you. The Buzz will be back tomorrow. This crew will see you next Thursday. Take care, everybody.